Top of it, let's get to it. Today, I want us to have a military mindset, like to really think about, like, what I'm on. This is one of them days where it's serious, right? I mean, every day is serious, but I want us to have an understanding that you really got to have a military mindset. Like out here, motherfucker laugh and giggle, push his products, push his business, do everything, that he can to try to assimilate to the world that they want us, that we are forced, manipulated, and brainwashed, in assimilating to. But, you gotta fake it to make it sometimes. You gotta get in where you fit in. You gotta do all the cliche sayings. But underneath all of that, you gotta have a military mindset. And what I mean by the military mindset is, I wore my fatigues today because, like, in a past life, in another life, even in my current life, we got Veterans Day coming up, right? I always been a dude that's been like disciplined or uniform, or like, whether it's via OCD or whatever, like I get up early in the morning, I'm visioning about it, like I probably was supposed to be in some type of military. Maybe in a past life I was, like, right? So a lot of times when I'm looking at stuff, I was talking to a therapist yesterday, if you ain't never talked to one, and it's taboo. It seemed like in the African American and Latino cultures to seek mental therapies, but we all traumatized. We all got shit going on. We all veterans. We all waged war or have war waged against us our whole lives in different ways. It's just never been recognized, or if a show ain't been recognized as something that you need therapy for. But when I was talking, I'm like talking about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, stuff that anybody that's ever been in prison or jail for any duration of time, the culture shock, the strip searches of having if you was juvenile hall where somebody else draws, so shit, not even that, in the counties and shit, when you get in the laundry, doing laundry, saying that's somebody else shit, unless it's brand new, unless you washing your shit in the shower. Like, there's just so many traumatic things. People that come to visit you, the line they gotta go through, if they get stripped out, if they get past search, all these things that cause post-traumatic stress, just when they gotta just do a re-entry, coming home, recidivism, why we go back, all that shit is real. But the military mindset, like, right? And I told you, like, this FBNF, this free but not free, the focus of it, is I'm talking to people that's fresh out of prison, that's still in prison. It's not solely about that, but I do be wanting you to recognize and understand the game, right? Anybody that follow me on Instagram, I think I posted on a YouTube short, like, understand that the snippets of life, right? The reason why I'm even, in my suit coat today, right, is because understand that the prison, right now, private prisons, right, are suing states. Private prisons are suing states because of the population of prison, right? So they made a deal, private prisons. So that means that somebody like me and you, not necessarily me and you, probably my listeners, but just giving an example, we can piece up or go into a business, a building, or buying an existing prison, maybe when I got shut down, or building one from the soil, right? And privatizing it is privatized, but the state goes in business with us to house prisoners, right? To house prisoners, right? And the quota is supposed to be, man, look, we got to keep the prisons at 70% population. We got 1,000 beds. That means that 700 people at least need to be in these motherfuckers every day in these prisons, right? A lot of laws has changed. A lot of what they call them progressives got elected in certain states, stuff like that. So certain laws are changing to where, like, you might not do as much time. You might not go to actual prison for petty theft. Like shit that, if you got a drug problem, you probably need to go to a drug program the way it's supposed to be. right? Now, and I'm not saying that criminal acts, violence, and shit like that don't deserve prison time. That's not even what I'm saying, even though I'm a former inmate myself, from youth to being a grown man. What I'm saying is that some stuff don't deserve 10 years, 8 years, 2 years, for something that's like a petty crime, or something that's like, look, I need help. The crime that I'm committing, I need drug help. I'm an addict, right? So my point is that because the prisons aren't at max, think about prison was overflowing just 10 years ago. In California, for sure. They were supposed to hold 90,000 and it was like 120,000 people. You know what I'm saying? There was once upon a time where it was triple bunks in counties, triple bunks in gyms. The gymnasium, you couldn't even use the gym in certain prisons because it was filled up, right? So it's like when you didn't reach the capacity, it's a breach of contract. So let's put myself, I'm a private prison owner, or investor. Bro, we can't make no money, bro. If the prisons is below capacity, we made a deal. We hammered out a contract. 70%, my shit's supposed to be full. If it go over that bet, that's dope. Even the people I'm hiring is job security. The more people we lock up, and the more people I hire, it's better for everybody, right? It's better, right? Because the people that's working your job security, I need you, so I ain't gonna fire you, lay you off. I'm probably gonna give you incentives to hire, whether there's a hiring incentive, a retention incentive, or whatever. But if it goes below 70%, it's hovering around 50% capacity, I gotta let some people go. I ain't about to pay all you motherfuckers because I don't need y'all to watch all the people. So that's breach of contract, right? And this is solely speaking, if you just tapped in what I'm saying, right? It's solely speaking if I'm a private prison owner or investor. Look, if you don't lock up more people, bro, I'm gonna have to, like, this breach of contract, I'm gonna take you to court. I gotta take you to court. And the cold part about it, in court, in civil court, I'm probably gonna win. The private prison owner or investor is probably gonna win. The investor is going, because the breach of contract. So the reason why it's important to understand is that I don't care what race you are, if you just look at equality, justice, or injustice, if you just look at it from a standpoint of, even when you drive down the street, you get a ticket, if you're getting pulled over, if you notice that it's a high amount of tickets. In Frisco, they're giving out tickets every day. In San Francisco, they're giving out parking tickets, double parking. Listen, I got a warning ticket for driving 37 miles per hour in a 25 zone. My license plate was blown up. They took pictures of it, sent it to me in the mail. Send it to me, right? You know what I'm saying? Send it to me, but it was a warning. Now, mind you, somebody else told me that they got a $90 ticket. It wasn't no warning, right? My point is, look at that. They zoomed in on license plate, had a picture of the whip, all that shit, sent it to me in the mail, told me, hey, bro, don't do that again. 37 into 25. But motherfuckers out there dying, getting murdered, people getting raped, mugged, robbed. They ain't none of that on camera. They ain't sending no tape. They ain't finding them people. Because it's a quota. We paying bills, which means that we commodities. You got to sit back. Some of the stuff, man, look, I'm telling you, if you go to Free But Not Free, just my Instagram, some of the stuff I post, it's so many people that's talking about it. And they getting a lot of views and stuff that I have no idea if they running ad campaigns, using bots, or people really tapping in, right? But it's so many people talking about it, but it seems like it ain't enough people listening. We are commodities. If the states can sue, if the states can be sued by a prison owner, you got to think about that too. The states should be the ones running the prisons. You mean to tell me that you can invest in private prisons? Of course, I know that. I don't know if you knew that, right? Just the average listener, right? The average viewer, right? But if they like, look, bro, you need to arrest more people. That means that if less people are committing crimes to either do prison time or crime rates are really going down, right? Presidents got a crime rate going down. Governors and mayors got up and we got the crime rate down. But if you got private prison owners and their investment is the prison, you need bodies. You got to have bodies. You got to have bodies on the bunks, right? You in the county, you got to have people in there that's fighting cases for years. You got to look at the setup of it. That's why that's why even if you look at death row in whatever states, it's dudes that spent, in California, people are not getting executed no more. It's a moratorium on it. It's not necessarily abolished, but it's a moratorium. Nobody got it, like, I think since Tookie, I think one female got executed. I think it in Tookie was like one of the last people. Rest in peace to Tookie. If you don't know about Tookie, look it up, right? Listen, people have gotten murdered on death row, and after they got murdered, murdered, that's what it is, you call it execution, assassinated, it come out later on DNA, exonerated. Some witness or somebody lied or some key evidence. It's people that spent 35 years about to get executed, 40 years, 25. All this stuff is public knowledge. All this stuff is posted on social media sites, and some evidence came up. Because 30 years ago, 35 years ago, DNA was just getting collected. It was no database. It was a database. It was no system that actually really dug back and tested. Or some courts was like, I'm not going to allow it. I know that doesn't, it's not relevant, right? And you mean to tell me that people that's getting out 30 years later already got executed, right? From some science catching up to whatever, that means that historically, we, criminals, Africans, blacks, Latinos, some white people too, right? It's a disparity, but I'm not into that right now, is that the powers that be are arresting people, slapping cases on them, from petty stuff to murder to everything, right? Because it's a quota that has to be met. Not all the time. Not all the time. There's people really out there doing fucked up shit and they getting banged for it. Rightly so, justifiably so. But it's a lot of stuff going on that lets you know that we are commodities. In America, we are commodities. When we was enslaved, we were commodities. We weren't brought over here because we was human. If you look at Willie Lynch syndrome, if you study that, if you look at the way that we were traded, we was actually traded like the stock market. We are commodities. To this day, we are still slaves. You are a slave. We are commodities. The GDP grow in America and most everywhere. The reason why you got to get up and go to work every day, because you are a commodity. You are a part of this. It's history in it. You got to really, for real, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Learn from whatever you, elementary school up into high school. That's what you was learning, the Pledge of Allegiance, all the indoctrinations, all the brainwashing. One day you got to get woke. You know, it's funny because even in politics, they go woke, the left woke. You talk about Trump and all. I'm talking about the woke was once dope. You know, we was talking about that the other day. I was saying, when you was woke, that means that you finally got it. You clout. Words like clout, you clout chasing. When I was growing up, clout meant that if you had clout, it was like juice. Visual, when you had the juice, man, that nigga got juice. That means you got plug in the hood. When you had clout, that means you was somebody. And you got clout, man, bro, I got clout. I ain't gonna lie, man. That mean that you was somebody. That mean that you embodied something, like, you know what I'm saying, that you knew what the fuck was going on. You was elevated, right? All the terminology gets changed and twisted to be something negative. To be woke means that what you mean. To be unlocked, to be woke. That's dope, right? So right now, in the age of information, if you don't know half the stuff I'm talking about, right, then you sleep, right? So when you sleep, when you getting REM sleep in real life, you rejuvenated. Like you replenishing, you know, your physicality, you replenishing your brain to get up tomorrow, you recharging, right? For you to wake up and do what you do. So how could being woke be negative? Don't let the politics and the propaganda of television and whatever they're talking about fool. You need to be woke. Ain't nothing wrong with being woke. Wake your game up. Wake it up, right? Everything that you touch, everything that you pay for, even the money that you make, it comes in your pocket to go right out. To be paid in taxes, to be paid, Thanksgiving coming up. Everybody gonna celebrate that. They don't care about the EBT and whatever crashing that's going on with funds that people really can't eat. People gonna still go celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be one of them because my family invite me to go eat. I'm going. I'm just gonna eat. Christmas, they gonna do that. You gonna spend, you gonna put the money that you just made, you gonna put it right back in their pockets. So if the prison system can be privatized, right? It can be privatized, and a private owner of a prison can sue a state and probably in turn the government, right? Because some, they got private prisons in the feds too. They had closed them for a minute, but I think like, it's one in Vegas that it's a private prison. They open them back up. It's some private ones too in the feds. You can buy in. If I tell you, hey, bro, there ain't enough bodies in here, and you like, look, I ain't trying to pay you shit, what you gonna go do? Think about it for a minute. If you tell me, bro, I'm suing you, bro, if you don't do what you gotta do, if you don't pay me, if you don't make sure my shit is full, if you breach this contract, what you gonna do? Bet don't trip, but don't fuck that. I ain't paying you nothing. I'm gonna make it happen. You about to go out and hit the streets. Think about it. Even the ICE raids, you go around up all them immigrants, you gonna stick them where? They gotta go somewhere. You about to replenish the pockets with the souls of people. This is real. It's real. To the people that know, man, if you know, you know, man. If you know, you know. Right? If you don't know, stay tapped in and listen. It's real. This shit is real, man. You got to really understand, like, you know what I'm saying, what's going on every day, right? So, I'm going to end this one, or I'm going to wrap it up with this, right? I was looking at my phone because, like, I'm a dude that be like, you know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying? I be thinking about little notes and stuff like that, right? Right? Your personal journey to freedom, right? Just speaking on the reason why free but not free is doing what it's doing. By the way, the website is up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still adding to it, freebutnotfree.org. The organization, the nonprofit, is officially official. You know what I'm saying? I like, the trajectory is up. The legacy is being cemented. And not to ride my own dick, but I'm truly doing some amazing shit right now. I'm about 110 days, 115 days out, somewhere around like that approximation. It's elevated. For the people that don't tap in and tune in, that know me personally, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? I don't know if I got to put my glasses on to get serious for a minute, right? When I put these on, bro, listen, when I put these on, bro, it's real. When I put these on, it's real, right? So, listen, what I'm talking about. Listen, right? The personal journey is real. Stuff is official, right? But my journey, the way I put it together, is personal in the sense of I'm the one doing it. But it's for everybody, right? Workshops, about to start all that so you can learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? You know what I'm saying? That's another little offshoot subsidiary of what a motherfucker about to do. You know what I'm saying? Everything is coming together. Like, pretty soon when you tap into the website, there's gonna be merch for you to buy. Shout out to my boy, Rich Body at JL. We about to come together on something. It's about to be merch. It's about to be true workshops. I'm about to try to see if I can buy into something else. But the journey that is truly remarkable in this amount of time that I'm able to build, right? Every time you see me, I'm gonna try to have a different element, a new element. It's coming. It's real, right? I'm gonna step my camera game up. I got it's other interviews coming. My boy Elias, we gonna tap in on some other stuff. I've been doing me right now to build the content, but it's other interviews. So part 2 with Nisha Jackson coming, with some Mac Dre type, you know, some Thiz elements in it. We didn't even get to everything in the first interview. I got some of my peers coming in, stepping in, do some interviews with me on some reentry recidivism stuff. It's a whole lot to come in. It ain't gonna just be me sitting. I'm gonna get co-hosts. I'm gonna be interviewing some other people. It's big. It's big. It's bigger than it look like right now. But I got a lot of stuff hosted. We just building content. Trust the process, right? If you need my help for anything that got to do with workshop stuff, of course it's gonna cost you. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that already know me personally, I do so much pro bono work. I make it easy for any artist that I pump on the music. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, this is what I do. I'm really a boss. I'm really an A&R. I'm really a CEO. I'm really everything that I'm talking about. But for people that don't know what they're doing, that don't take the time to go to YouTube and look at tutorials, for people that don't know how to use Google and use AI, tap in. I got the game for you for a fee. And my prices is low. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I love what the project is, I do it for free. But just know that what I'm doing is truly remarkable, right? A lot of it is so simple. A child could do it, but everybody in admin, some people just want to be the star. They don't want to do the admin. I'm a jack of all trades. I love to do both. Stay tapped in. Know that you a commodity in this shit. Remember the life lessons, right? Remember the life lessons, especially the ones that I'm dropping on you. I'm learning more every day, right? Scrutinize all the game. If you feel like something wrong, it probably is. Remember, man, that they try to treat you like you nothing, but always remember you something. It's the capo, free but not free. Let's do it, man. FBNF. Told you I got remote controls in this shit now. This shit is really real, man. Stay tuned, stay tapped in.